Welcome to our Kidsburgh Kidcast talking about bullying. I'm Kristine Sorensen with Molly O'Malley-Argueta, principal at Allegheny Traditional Academy in Pittsburgh Schools. And Molly, a lot of people talk about bullying, but let's really define what it is because there are some misconceptions.
So I think if I'm going to get to bullying, I want to talk a little bit about rude behavior and mean behavior before I get to bullying. So rude behavior is a one-time incident, and although the action may have been intentional, they really didn't mean harm. And so an example I always like to give, and maybe a little bit gross, but kids will relate, is if my child walks up to your child and burps in their face. Right? Intentionally I meant that he meant or she meant to burp, but it just is rude, right? You shouldn't do that. And it doesn't persist. Mean would be one instant, maybe two incidents that I just intentionally did something to make you feel bad. It was just mean, inappropriate. I shouldn't have done it, but then it stops. When we start seeing bullying, we're seeing it's an ongoing, intentional, mean behavior, and there's an imbalance of power.
And there's different types of bullying too.
Absolutely, it could be verbal, cyber, or physical.
So what should you do if, as a parent, you see your child is being bullied?
Go to the principal. Make an appointment or go into the office the next day, have a conversation, and then each district has a bullying policy or no bullying policy, and they'll be able to get the steps in motion so that your child isn't subjected to that anymore.
And how do you talk to your kids about the bullying?
So I always like to ask children, you want the whole story, right? So you just are having a conversation, what happened? And if your child comes home and says, Molly did this, say, well, what happened before Molly did that? Was there an exchange of words? Were you fighting? Are you upset with her? I think trying to get the whole story and make sure that you have an understanding of what happened, the incident that happened, I think is the most important for a parent. But talking with your child is so important, and listening. Ask the question and then listen.
Molly, thank you. And for more information on cyberbullying and other advice for parents, go to kidsburgh.org. We have a link for you at kdka.com/Kidsburgh.